Glad you could join us for 7:30 News Bulletin. My name is Fales Chizombe. The top stories. Pope Leo XIV prays for Mozambique and Ukraine, calls for peace and solidarity. Kama challenges political parties to deliver concrete economic recovery plans. Expert clarifies the legality of campaign support under Political Parties Act. And in other news, South Africa's HIV fight at risk after $427 million aid cut. For the details to this and more, stay with us. At the conclusion of the Sunday Angelus, Pope Leo XIV turned the world's gaze toward Mozambique's Cabo Delgado, a province, and Ukraine, urging prayer, solidarity, and commitment to peace. The Pope highlighted the suffering of populations caught in cycles of violence and displacement, calling on leaders and faithful alike to uphold hope and compassion. Tandwem Mara reading a Vatican News report.
The Pope expressed deep concern for the people of Cabo Delgado, a northern province of Mozambique that has endured years of extremist violence since 2017. Thousands of lives have been lost, while more than 1 million people have been forced to abandon their homes, creating one of the most urgent humanitarian crises in southern Africa. He then prayed that Mozambique's leaders would redouble efforts to restore lasting peace and stability to the troubled province. Turning his attention to Ukraine, Pope Leo recalled the Global Day of Prayer and Fasting held on Friday the 22nd of August, dedicated to victims of war. He connected this to Ukraine's independence anniversary, noting how the occasion was marked by the initiative World Prayer for Ukraine, uniting Christians and people of goodwill around the globe in spiritual solidarity. Pope Leo concluded by reminding the world that true peace requires perseverance and compassion, urging leaders and citizens alike not to tire in seeking reconciliation.
Auxiliary Bishop of the Catholic Archdiocese of Lilongwe, Right Reverend Vincent Mwakawa, has challenged the youth to actively preach the gospel and remain committed to the church, while also appealing to parents to prioritize their children's spiritual growth over material possessions like smartphones. He made the appeal on Sunday during a confirmation mass for 235 adolescents at St. Francis Parish in Kanengo. Bishop Mwakawa also noted the church in confirmations as a testament to the church's vibrant future. Emmanuel Chocha has details in this report.
Bishop Mwakawa expressed his optimism about the future of the church, citing the positive impact of animators on the newly confirmed. He noted that the church growth is a direct result of dedication of these animators who play a vital role in nurturing the faith of the youth. The bishop emphasized the importance of prayer for the young confirmants, asking the faithful to pray for these youth to serve the church with zeal and dedication. He expressed the belief that the sacrament of confirmation will empower them to become active and committed members of the church.
We are already looking at the future because confirmation empowers young people to become missionaries, to take a responsibility in serving in the church in various capacities. So we are very optimistic about the future because with the confirmation it means the church has received now new missionaries. At the same time, the Holy Spirit itself is an agent that strengthens the church.
In recent weeks, the Archdiocese has been bustling with activities as the bishops and monsignors travel extensively to administer the sacrament of confirmation. A total of 280 and 214 adolescents from the Ponda and Malimbe zone and the Ludzi parish were recently confirmed. Additionally, 79 adolescents from St. Patrick's were also recently confirmed. For Luntha News, in Lilongwe, this is Emmanuel Chocha.
The Consumer Association of Malawi Executive Director John Capito has challenged political parties and presidential hopefuls to shift their campaign strategies, moving beyond vague pledges to delivering concrete explanations of how they intend to implement social and economic recovery plans amid Malawi's mounting financial crisis. John Capito told Luntha television in an interview on Monday that as campaigns traverse the country, leaders continue to make lofty promises about improving livelihoods and boosting incomes, emphasizing that such rhetoric lacks weight unless it is grounded in demonstrable policy implementation frameworks. Charity Chilanga has more.
Capito highlighted that Malawi faces severely and overlapping challenges including food insecurity, limited access to water and electricity, widespread unemployment, and the general scarcity of basic essentials. He insisted that manifestos must now go beyond rhetorical commitments to outline practical financing-backed pathways for change. Capito warned that pledging initiatives without clear sources of funding, whether from taxes, government revenue, or external aid, is neither fair nor credible. With Malawians already burdened by high taxes and the cost of living crisis, he said political leaders must be transparent about the financial underpinnings of their pledges.
Currently, all political parties and political leaders are campaigning throughout the country and promising about things they will do to Malawians to improve their livelihoods. Most of these promises are really based on, or rather are associated with incomes, associated with finances being available. And what we have done, what we are doing in this letter is to request the political leaders that are campaigning and looking for the office of the presidency to say this time it's not just a promise that we are looking forward to. We have had a lot of promises in the past and very few have been achieved.
Kama has given parties until August 31st, 2025 to outline strategies on addressing the high cost of living, forex shortages, dwindling aid, and promoting export-led growth.
Political expert Mehmet Tsitsi has clarified that while Malawi's political parties are often accused of giving handouts during campaigns, the laws allow for certain provisions such as transport refunds and lunch allowances for individuals directly involved in organizing or officially invited to political meetings. Tsitsi has explained that many allegations of handouts come from a lack of understanding of the law, stressing that not all financial or material support given at political gatherings qualifies as illegal. Judith Organ has details in this report read by Gift Kalonga.
According to Tsitsi, political stakeholders and the public need to separate genuine voter inducement from lawful support to organizers and participants. He noted that misunderstandings often fuel accusations, yet the Public Parties Act provides exemptions for logistical support tied to official campaign activities. Tsitsi has therefore urged Malawians to familiarize themselves with the legal framework governing political handouts to avoid confusion during the election season.
What I would say is that generally most of the promises that they make are just aimed at persuading voters to vote for them. But some of them are very hard to accomplish. And my appeal would be that they should be realistic and they should give Malawians promises that they would be able to fulfill once they are elected.
He also encouraged political parties to ensure their campaign promises remain realistic and implementable once elected, saying exaggerated pledges risk eroding public trust in the long run.
Remember, you're watching news on Luntha television with me, Fale Chizombe. We'll be back with more after this break.
Are you passing through Desert Town and you think of finding a place to rest or just to have some nice food? Always keep this name in your mind. Comfort Lodge. Situated in Airfield at Desert Town. Here at Comfort Lodge, we offer comfortable, affordable, and quality accommodation. The place is located at a very quiet environment that gives you a comfortable and peaceful sleep. We also offer local food such as mademba, masambote ndera, chisoso, ndindo zina za lokolo, zambiri. Talking of entertainment, that's not an issue as we have a DSTV for your favorite channels. Tight security, electricity and water backups are all in place just for you dear customers. Oh yes, come and taste a different feel of life here at Comfort Lodge in the town. Comfort Lodge. Comfort Lodge, your number one place for affordable and quality accommodation.
Chisanko Watch is a citizen-led, non-partisan election observation.
Welcome back. If you have just tuned in, you're watching Luntha News coming to you live from Bishop Nyerere Media Center. Before we proceed, let's have another look at the headlines. Pope the 14th prays for Mozambique and Ukraine, calls for peace and solidarity. Kama challenges political parties to deliver concrete economic recovery plans. Expert clarifies legality of campaign support under Political Parties Act. And in other news, South Africa's HIV fight at risk after $427 million aid cut. Moving forward, agricultural expert Felix Jumbe has urged political party leaders to focus on stabilizing the country's food security by improving access to agricultural inputs, which would help ensure that Malawi becomes food secure. Jumbe has made the remarks as he evaluated political party manifestos, saying the UTM manifesto stands out for addressing the issue of affordable fertilizers, which would be a solution to the current food insecurity. Jumbe believes this initiative could boost agricultural productivity and provide much-needed relief to households now facing food shortages for up to 8 months a year. We have more in this report filed by Gift Kalunga.
After the launch of different party manifestos and campaign pledges, agriculture expert Felix Jumbe says the UTM manifesto stands out, clearly outlining plans to address the hunger and food security, a problem affecting millions of Malawians. Jumbe notes that households are now facing food shortages for up to 8 months a year, a significant increase from just 3 months 5 years ago. He points out that limited access to affordable fertilizers and mismanagement of agricultural input programs.
We used to know our food insecurity months to be 3 months. January, February, March, when more people are really food insecure and needed government intervention. 5 years down the line, we have 8 months of food insecurity. In that most households have run out of food 8 months in a year. So in that way, you know that our food insecurity is more vulnerable now than ever before.
According to Jumbe, Malawi's national food reserves are under pressure, with production reaching only about 2.9 million metric tons last year, and this year were below the 4 million metric tons needed to meet national demand. This creates a shortfall of 1 to 2 million metric tons. He notes there are opportunities to import food from neighboring countries, including Zambia, which has a surplus of 500,000 metric tons, and Tanzania, which produced over 11 million metric tons. For Luntha News, this is Gift Kalonga.
Democratic Progressive Party President Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika on Sunday dismissed concerns about his physical fitness, telling supporters at a rally in Mzuzu that he remains strong and energetic, and joking that he could even wrestle. In a forum interview, the former president defended his decision to skip presidential debates, claiming the platforms are compromised and lacking integrity. Robert Edward has more in this report.
At a rally in Mzuzu, which also marked his first appearance in the Green City since last year, Mutharika promised the people of the North that his administration will continue from where it stopped, putting development projects in the region, including roads and completion of Mzuzu Youth Center, among others. According to Mutharika, his administration's first priority will be economic recovery, whose implementation plan has already been created through recommendations from an Economic Recovery Committee report assembled by himself. Speaking in an interview after the rally, Mutharika was asked if he would change his mind to attend presidential debates following his absence on the 21st August. In his response, Mutharika described the debates as corrupt. His comments on his physical stamina to headline a campaign trail came jokingly on the podium when he said he used to love wrestling and he can wrestle the opponents. But during an interview, Mutharika wanted to understand from the reporter the reason why some didn't think he can campaign. A social media platform program shows that Mutharika will be in the Lakeshore districts of Salima from Koragora on Tuesday, 26th August. A social media platform program shows that Mutharika will be in the Lakeshore district of Salima from Koragora on Tuesday, 26th August. For Luntha, this is Robert Edward.
The Malawi Girl Guides Association has applauded the strides being made to curb gender-based violence in traditional authority Ishiloko in Mchisi district. MAGA Field Officer Chalide Kapasali said the organization remains committed to ensuring inclusive efforts in the fight against GBV, emphasizing that no one should be left behind in building a safer and more equitable society. Patrick Pupa reports.
Kapasale has emphasized the importance of community involvement and educational programs aimed at empowering individuals, particularly women and girls. The community's commitment to addressing and reducing gender-based violence has led to a noticeable decline in incidents and a growing awareness of the importance of gender equality.
Okay, as MAGA, we are satisfied with how we are progressing with this project, ending violence against women and girls. We can see the SASA community activists and community leaders working together. There is good coordination, and we can see the progress when it comes to gender-based violence.
The district youth officer, Gray Kalampa, applauded the coming in of MAGA, highlighting the organization's vital role against gender-based violence and calling on other organizations to join efforts in ending this issue.
Okay, fine. When we talk about gender-based violence here in Mchisi, we can say the situation now is good because we have good structures and on the ground that are facilitating different initiatives. For example, we have good governance structures. We are talking about the ADCs, VDCs, youth structures, HYWs. Then from there, we have also NGOs who are also complementing issues to deal with gender-based violence.
The collaborative efforts in TH Local serve as a testament to the positive change that can occur when communities come together with a shared vision to eliminate gender-based violence and build a safer environment for everyone. MAGA also recently received a donation from NCA and DCA, further supporting their initiatives and commitment to the cause. For Luntha News, this is Patrick Pupa.
In international news, South Africa's government has vowed it won't let the U.S. withdraw of about $427 million in support corrupts its HIV program, the largest in the world, but it is struggling to fill the gap, and experts are warning the next few years could see hundreds of thousands of new infections. South Africa has more people living with HIV than any other country in the world. Tandem Mara is reading an Africa news report.
When United States President Donald Trump slashed America's foreign aid budget, the impact was immediate as free clinics closed their doors, leaving patients without medication. Patients say they have been turned away from public hospitals, even though authorities insist that shouldn't be happening. Others say they have been forced to buy HIV medication on the black market, where pills have nearly double the price. The government has vowed it will not let the U.S. withdraw of more than $400 million in support collapse its HIV program, but it's struggling. More than 63,000 people depended on the 12 clinics across the nation that shut down. Up to 220,000 people have faced disruption to their daily medication. Even before the cuts of the country's estimated 8 million people living with HIV, only 2 million were on medication. The concerns echo across Africa, the continent hardest hit by the United States aid cuts. The Trump administration has defended the cuts, saying the spending was not aligned with U.S. interests. Among South Africans, some wonder whether Trump's stance may have been influenced by their countryman Elon Musk, who oversaw the early efforts to cut U.S. aid. The United States has issued a limited waiver allowing some vital HIV services to resume, but the cuts in aid have created chaos. And for many of those affected, the damage is already done.
That's about what we had time for in this edition of the news. Before we leave you, another look at the headlines. Pope Leo the 14th prays for Mozambique and Ukraine, calls for peace and solidarity. Kama challenges political parties to deliver concrete economic recovery plans. Expert clarifies legality of campaign support under Political Parties Act. And in other news, South Africa's HIV fight at risk after $427 million aid cut. You have been with me, Farley Suzombe. Thank you so much for keeping me company. Keep it Luntha TV and goodbye.